Hello and welcome back to Look Movie Recaps. Today we are going to recap a 2024 movie titled Canary Black. Please be advised that there will be spoilers ahead. The film begins in Tokyo, Japan, with a deadly female agent named Avery Graves on the rooftop of a skyscraper preparing for her job ahead. She slips into the building in a low-key manner, killing one of the security guards, and enters the building to finish her mission. She came into contact with her target and asked him to unlock his safe, which he did. Just then, several guards entered and a serious brawl ensued. She quickly defeated the guards and promptly pursued her target, following his blood trace. More bodyguards approached her, but she effortlessly dealt with them and resumed her quest for her target, who she eventually discovered. They had a brief fight which ended when she drowned him to death. After the mission's completion, she quickly exited the building. The scene switched to Zagreb, Croatia, where Avery Graves arrived at home to meet her husband David. They embraced each other and she gave her husband a gift for their anniversary, and so did her husband. They had a great wine together before going for a walk along the street. The next day, Avery walked into her office and was contacted by her supervisor, Headland, who required details concerning her trip to Tokyo. As soon as their conversation ended, they both went down to their secret basement. Avery is notified about recent high-profile assassinations and, strangely, her group appears to have no idea who is responsible. After finishing with her superior, Avery decided to go back home and she went straight to her spouse to spend some time together. She returned home to find it in disarray and dismay. She estimated that her husband had been kidnapped, but by whom? She immediately received a phone call from the kidnapper. Avery Graves is told that in order to save her husband, she must steal some confidential documents from her CIA agency which hold critical information about them in exchange for her spouse. She has 9 hours to get the file or David will die. Avery instantly called a longtime friend named Sarah, who is a hacker. Avery needs her assistance because she wants this mission off the books. She instructed Sarah to ping the location of her previous incoming call. Sarah began working immediately, but it would take some time to determine the exact spot. Avery returned to the headquarters to take the information on Canary Black, but only a few agents had access to such files. She did some hacking and found some information that would aid her, and Sarah also supplied her the location she requested. Avery went to the site but found nothing but the phone and a ring. She received a phone call notifying her that they knew about her dirty game, which had led her straight into a trap. Agent Avery Graves began looking for a way to disarm the explosive, which she successfully achieved. The scene switched to the CIA Black site where Avery went to see another old friend, Maxfield. Her visit was to gather precise information about an assassin named Kali. Obviously, it is simply a mechanism for Avery to gain access to their database. She grilled the captive about the Canary Black, but he refused to speak. She began manhandling him by removing one of his teeth, expecting the needed information there, but it was empty. In the middle of the interrogation, Maxfield instantly entered, but he was also beaten severely. Avery Graves dashed out of the premises and found the tooth and discovered it. The room was empty, believing Avery had stolen the needed information from it. She was fortunate to escape, but only after the CIA labeled her a threat to national security. Headland, Avery's employer, received instructions to kill Agent Avery and notified him of Canary Black. Canary Black is a highly secret master list containing blackmail material for all government officials. It was primarily designed to keep track of pressure points that foreign governments could use to turn their citizens into spies. Headland is also reminded that video evidence of his affairs 4 years ago is included in the Canary Black case. Headland immediately gets down to business and tracks down Avery Graves. Avery also resumed her task by sneaking into Headland's residence. She calls Headland from his wife's cell phone, notifying him of her husband's kidnapping and their demand for the Canary Black file, and that she believed it was Kai responsible. Avery begs Headland for assistance since the situation is now beyond her clearance and control. She also requested he go inspect her house, which is in disarray because they took David. Headland and Maxfield went immediately to Avery Graves' house and found it all arranged, contradicting what she had told him. Headland continues to assume that everything is predetermined. Meanwhile, Avery went to a party to meet a French man and inform him about her blackmailer. She also needed a list of all foreign agents, assassins, and intelligence brokers. Agent Avery then proceeded to her safe house to pick up some cash but was surprisingly confronted, resulting in a serious battle that ended in her favor. Just then, she received a call and answered. Avery was told there was nothing in the briefcase, which was full of money. She also informed them that nothing was in the tooth, but this just enraged her blackmailer, who continued to torture her spouse. She asked for more time but was informed that she only had 4 hours remaining. She requested to meet with Headland and apologized for not alerting him. He also praised her about how well organized her home was and also told her what Canary Black was all about. and that his name was also on that file. Just then, the CIA arrived and arrested Avery. On their way, they questioned Avery about the files, but in a plot twist, they attracted some company, sparking a chase. They put bombs on each side of the car, resulting in a major gun war. Agent Avery fought some of the guys who caused the crash and then fled. Heard meets Avery's blackmailer at the National Security Service and pledges to track him down. Returning to Avery, she booked a hotel under the name Olivia Oxley. She then sneaked out of the room and went to a nearby room. Heard immediately entered his hotel room and was apprehended by Avery. She put him in a silent mask so his bodyguard wouldn't hear him scream and began probing him about the password. He was not responding well, so she started torturing him. He eventually provided her the wrong password, which caused the site to be frozen. She violently knocked him out. Avery then called Serena to ask her for help hacking his laptop. She also asked Hedlund for help, and he agreed to help her. Avery then joined Serena for some information gathering, utilizing a very large drone to get to the CIA headquarters. Meanwhile, her prisoner is conscious. Attempted to access the file linked to the Canary Black, she received it and quickly began to copy everything. Meanwhile, his bodyguards and secretary saw her lying helplessly on the floor of his room, so he told them about Avery Graves' plans to steal important information. However, Avery Graves successfully copied it, and now the entire security team is aware of her whereabouts. Serena piloted her drone from the rooftop to assist Avery Graves, but she made a bumpy landing. Avery stole a car to flee and also called her superior to track down her phone for assistance. Meanwhile, the blackmailer learned about Avery Graves' successful mission escape. Avery and Serena accessed the files and learned that Canary Black was not about a blackmail list but rather a doomsday virus that targeted each country. So, Avery drove her vehicle directly to the meeting site, expecting to receive a phone call with the final location where she would exchange information with her husband. But she was involved in an accident which delayed her. She arrived at the site but was late. Just then, she was attacked by one of the goons who also injected her. Meanwhile, the blackmailer began his goal by going live and leaving a message threatening all agencies in the world. He also shut off all internet and electricity in one country and insisted that each country must deposit at least 1% of its GDP. Hedden went on to search out Avery and violently eliminate everybody he encountered, but before he could get into the building, he was apprehended and taken to meet the chief of operations. During their talk, he shot Hedden and tortured Avery Graves. He also brought her spouse and ordered him to shoot him. Just as she was about to finish David off after being shot in the stomach, he fought her and, in an unexpected twist, eliminated her. Avery is surprised and attacks him. He admitted that this was only a plan for her to get the file, but he didn't expect it to go so badly. He also confirmed that he was Kali and assured her that nothing they said was false. They went to switch off the hacker's server. But unfortunately for her, she discovered Hedden's lifeless body. David went on to turn off the building server as Avery Graves sneaked into the basement. A confrontation breaks out between Avery Graves and the thugs as bullets fly around the building. The CIA heads directly to the location. Avery and the blackmailer meet one-on-one and engage in a fierce confrontation while the hacker strove to complete his mission by spreading the infection to every country. Avery struggled at first in battle but eventually defeated the head of operations. She saw the upload and ran directly to stop it. She succeeded, and David approached her to apologize. She returned David's rings and informed him it was over. David fled by jumping off the building into the waters while Avery was apprehended and incarcerated. Hedden asked inquiries, but Avery Graves refused to answer and continued to beat him up. Just then, a lady strolled in and approached her, offering her a position with MI6. She not only freed her but also assured her of the clearing of all her crimes. Thank you for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more recaps.